Hey loves, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my channel to all my new subscribers. Hello, thank you for stopping by. My name is Mariam and I'm so happy to have you on my channel today. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. Thank you guys. Please do. I have my nails right now. So in today's video, I will be talking about, I don't want to call it the worst books I've read this year, but then the books that I did not enjoy reading at all this year. Okay, in case you heard noise, sorry, my family is awake, everyone is awake, the house is awake, everyone is awake. Okay, there's so much noise in the house. The first book is The Ex Talk. Okay, I read this book because everyone liked it. It was everywhere, literally everywhere. Everyone liked the book, and so I was like, oh my god, let me read this because it looks like it's going to be interesting. So I picked it up, started reading this book, and I'm like, oh my god, I need my time back. Anyway, let me just give you guys a quick summary of what happened in the book. In the book, we have Shay. She is a producer. She works at a radio station. And there's this guy, Dominic. Dominic is, he just got transferred to her station. And he just got his master's degree in journalism. Oh my god. This guy talks about his master's degree every chance he gets. So at the radio station, they were looking for a program that will attract more listeners or get more attraction, more attention. So they came up with a show titled The Ex Talk, where they get to talk about, okay, so Shay and Dominic had to come up with a show, The Ex Talk, where they have to discuss as exes. Actually, they're not exes. In fact, they have never dated. By the way, Shay is 29 and Dominic is 24. And the writer kept talking about their age gap, like, hello? Anyway, and so Shay and Dominic had to come up with a show, The Ex Talk, where they get to talk about their past relationship. So it was a radio program where the two of them, Shay and Dominic, would pretend to be exes and talk about their past relationship on radio. And so they started that show. Everyone loved it. The listeners, they were getting so much attention. Even online on Twitter, everyone was talking about The Ex Talk. Everyone loved that show. Okay, I really liked the book. I was enjoying the book, and then at some point I got bored. Plus, I didn't really connect with the characters because I don't know, I just wasn't connected. Okay, there's a way that an author can develop a character that you just be really interested and invested in this couple. But for Shay and Dominic, no connection. I didn't feel anything. I was like, okay, what happened? Oh, okay. I wasn't really feeling the relationship, honestly. I wasn't really feeling it. Plus, I don't even like, okay, fine, they're adults, okay? I don't like how they started falling in love. Like, they were lonely adults and then they started falling in love with each other. Just like, yeah, well, it was just not it for me. I don't know, it needs development, okay, but she cannot do anything about it. It's already published, I know, but I just wasn't really feeling the characters, to be honest. But then I really love the whole radio concept. I love it. Somehow I wish that the talk on the show was really developed properly. I wanted to feel the connection on air as you were talking about the relationship, but then it was just brief. It was not deep. It was just there. So I think that was where I would have actually felt your connection. That the two of them, Shay, Dominic, I feel we should feel the connection on air, like during their show. But then it was just brief, and there was no connection in this book, honestly. Like, she was just going on and on, but no connection. I didn't feel anything but this character. The book was not satisfying to me. Okay, I was not satisfied with the character development. I was not satisfied with the love. Okay, she just left me hanging. Like, okay, like, in general, it's actually a good book, good concept. I love it. But then I would give this book a 3.5 star. Yeah, it's a 3.5 star for me. And the next book is Baby Is Mine. It's a short book by Onyinka Braithwaite. I hope I'm getting the name right. So it's a short book, it's a novella. Let me give you guys a quick summary of the book. So It's about this guy who got kicked out. It happened during the settings was during COVID, so he got kicked out. The main character got kicked out by his girlfriend. So he went to his uncle's house. So at the house, he saw his uncle's wife, and the uncle died due to COVID. So he saw his uncle's wife and then his uncle's ex-lover, and then there's this baby they had. So they were just going back and forth on who had the baby. And at some point I was like bored. It wasn't really satisfying for me, but although it was a short story, but I just couldn't wait to finish reading the book. The next book is The Visit by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Okay, this is the first book that she's written that I didn't really like. I didn't really enjoy. Okay, it's a short story, but then compared to Zikora, oh my god, I love Zikora. I love the book, but The Visit, okay, let me give you guys a quick summary of the book. So in the book, we just had like a change in roles in the book. Now the men are like the women in our society today. The men here are like the prize. Yes, they're at home doing the house chores, taking care of the children, and then the women are the ones going to work, fending for the family. So we have like roles, like the roles here got switched, got changed, and I had a hard time like adjusting to the whole story, the whole concept, because like, yeah, I'm not used to that. So like I had to adjust it to that, but I didn't really enjoy the book. It was just there for me, to be honest. But then the book is actually very funny, because imagine as a man, that's in the book, as a man, as a 28-year-old man, you are unmarried. It looks like you're just like useless in that society. Like at 28 you should be married. At 28 you should be married. You shouldn't be going around. Like it is actually very funny, because that's the reality actually. But then in the book we had like change in roles. The men are now like the women, and then the women are playing the part of the men, going to work, you know, fending for the family and stuff like that. The Visit was just short, and honestly I didn't really enjoy the book, to be honest. The next book is Twisted Love. This particular book, it was everywhere. I saw it on TikTok, on Instagram. Everyone was talking about this book, and I thought, okay, maybe I should read this book. Maybe I should stop reading books that are hyped, because it looks like most of them do not live up to my expectations. They're just too hyped and like, meh. In the book there's this guy, Alex. Okay, he is so perfect. You know, when we talk about perfect guys in books, in romance books, Alex is that guy. He is too perfect, honestly. He is super duper rich. Okay, he has been running the family business. He loves his parents, that he wants to go for a revenge, but then he is rich. He has an IQ of was it 160 or 190? Like, whoa. And then there's this girl, Ava. This guy is like the Christian Grey in 50 Shades of Grey, honestly. This means he's cold towards her. Next minute he's like all over her, your mind. He's so bossy and possessive. I'm like, ugh, okay, fine, I get it, Christian Grey. I get that, okay, I get that. But then in general, the book, I was not connected to the characters. Okay, Alex is cold. Ava, she's also cold. Their connection poor. I didn't like it. I didn't feel it. I didn't follow. I didn't feel it. Okay, I felt the writer would have made us to feel their connection. You know? Okay, fine. Like in Christian Grey, like in 50 Shades of Grey. Okay, we were somehow connected to the characters. We love those characters. Okay, we kind of felt the connection. But then in this book, I didn't feel any connection. Okay, he's just being so bossy and so super rich. But then I am not sure I'm going to read any of those books, because this book just reminds me of Wattpad, like those Wattpad stories where we have the bossy guy and then the girl, but at the end of the day the guy will fall for the girl and then they will live happily ever after. It feels like that book. This book is just not for me, to be honest. Not for me. I would give this book a 3 star. It's a good book, but not for me. Basic. The story is just basic. Okay, I think I was not like, oh my god, No, I didn't feel any of that. Nah. So yeah, it's a treat for me. The next book is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Okay, it's a good book. Okay, I told you guys, hyped books do not live up to the expectation. But then I read this book. In fact, it was the first book I read this year. But then it's good, it's nice, but then yeah, it was not what I expect. I was like, oh, I was thinking I'd be like, oh my god, because I like the whole academia settings. Okay, so the main character fell in love with this professor. I like the whole academia setting because I think I needed that this year because I was going back to school. So like, okay, let me get my mind ready for school and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, fine, this book will be a good book to start the year with. But then it was not really what I expected. I didn't really connect with the characters. I think the author would have done more with the characters. We need to connect with these characters. Okay, there's a way we needed to we need to connect with this character. We need to feel your love, the chemistry, but it was lacking. Okay, it was not satisfying at all. Okay, it was overhyped. The book is nice. I'll give this book a 3.5 star. It's hyped, but it didn't live up to the hype. And the last book is One of Us Is Next. I read One of Us Is Lying and I loved it. My friend sent the book to me and I loved it. And I was like, oh my god, the next book that's One of Us Is Next going to be interesting, because I was beginning to enjoy the whole mystery thriller. And so I started reading this one and I was bored. It didn't feel like a mystery thriller to me because I kept going on and on and on. Nothing exciting was happening. We're like, you know, when you're reading thrillers, you're like, oh my god. But I was like, no. When you're reading mystery, when you're reading thrillers, there's a point you're supposed to be like, oh my god, what happened? But I was like, and I was like, I got bored and tired. At some point, I feel bad. At some point, I even left this book to read another book, then come back to the book. But I actually had high hopes for this book because of the first book. But then the suspense took too long to happen. I got tired. Then, to be honest, nothing actually stood out for me in the book. So a quick summary of the book is that in this city, in this town, in this school, people have been missing, people have been dying, and so we don't even know who is next to die, guys. So the suspense kept going on and on and on and on, and then we got bored. But it's a good book. Although it's a good book, it's a nice book, but yeah, not for me, to be honest. I'll give this book a 3 star. It's a 3 for me, to be honest. Yes. So I have come to the end of my video. These are the books that I didn't really enjoy reading this year. Yeah, but they're actually nice books though, but I didn't really enjoy them. Not for me, to be honest, but then they're good books. Yeah, so yeah, let me know what you guys think about the books. If you love them, let me know. If you don't like them too, let me know. Thank you guys for watching my video. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed my video, please give me a thumbs up. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.